Okay, sixth grade, our objective today is to continue talking about the distributive property and combined like terms. If you guys notice on the board, I moved your quiz to Wednesday. On Friday, I told you that it might possibly be on Tuesday. I want to spend one more day today talking about distributive property, making it more difficult where you're multiplying variables, as well as combining like terms. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about unit rates and do a little miniature review since it's just a quiz in class. And then Wednesday will be your quiz, okay? I'll give you most of the period to take it on Wednesday. I don't think you'll need all 45, 50 minutes though, but I will give you most of the time. Okay, so let's go over the warm-up. We did have a lot of questions on this. So when we get to 4 and 5, I want to hear the strategies that you guys used because you should have been able to figure out how to use the formulas we've used in class, even though these were a little bit harder. So Charles, let's start with you with number 1. Just tell me what you got. Good. Number 1 is 84. Annalise, number 2. Good. Sean, number 3. Good job. Okay, number 4. Let's just go through answers for now. Only 2 hands? Who else thinks they got number 4? Oh, man. Emma, why don't you try? Nope, because you forgot to do something, but you're close. Emma H. What kind of units? Area. Good job. Perfect. Okay, who wants to try number 5? Mary? No, you're close though. Annalise? Nope. Justin? No, you guys are getting closer though. Hopefully I didn't mess up. Doug? Nope. Charles? Good job. 6x plus 20 units squared. We'll go over it. Okay, so there's the 6x plus 20. Okay, number 6. These were also a challenge. I only did 1 or 2 problems with you guys on Friday like this, and I told you we would spend more time on it today. We will. But I just figured it's Monday. You could use a little wake-up call, right? Charles? Good job. Emma M? Yay. Adam, number 8?
I didn't get to do that.
You didn't know how to do them? Okay. Justin? 6x minus 6xy minus? No, it should be minus 6x because then you need to take, actually, I'll let you guys answer. Charles, then what? 6x minus 6x is 0. Negative 6xy is the answer. That's a tricky one. Okay, number 9. Number 9. I still have the same hands, which I'm happy about, but Emma, why don't you try? Nope. You're right about the first part. That's okay. We didn't do problems like this yet. I just wanted to see how you guys thought through them. Charles? Yeah. So here's the first step. The real answer then is, after you combine like terms, 11x minus 5. Told you guys it'd get harder. Now these were really hard. Charles? Good job. Raise your hand if you got all of them. Melissa, good job. You could have raised your hand. You're just tired. Good job. Good. And remember, and I'm not saying just you, Alyssa, but anyone, just try. If you get it wrong, it's okay. That's why we're doing this today. Very good job. Mary. Okay. What last part? Oh, gotcha. Okay. I'm going to do one of them. Sure. Okay, number 5. Let's start with Charles. Are you the one that told me the answer for 5? Okay, I want to hear your method, and then I'll explain my method. Can you tell us how you did number 5? Did you split it like that? Okay. Keep going. Okay. That's fine. I just don't have a lot of room. Okay, so you got 2 for that. Okay, but what did you forget about though on that big one? This, what is this? Yeah, that should be a 6.
Yeah, I did that.
Okay. Good job. Good job. Good. So here's how Charles got this. The length from here to here, and I don't want to spend too much time on this, but the length from here to here, this is 5, this is 1. So this entire length is 6. So he took the rectangle and he did length times width, 6 times x plus 3. You get 6x plus 18. Mary, does that help you on number 5? Okay, just making sure. Doug, on number 5? Okay, good. Glad that you realized that. Yeah, I'm getting to homework in a second. Yep, Annalise? Yeah, who gave us number 4? Who told us the answer? Doug, was that you? Okay, I want to hear your strategy. Can you tell us how you did number 4, please? Okay, who did number 4 on the warm-up for us? I don't know who. Mary, you want to explain to us what you did? I don't remember who told us that. I'm sorry. Yep. Good. Good job. When you combine 6x minus 5, which is the rectangle, with the triangle, 6x minus 15 plus 3, you get 6x minus 12. Doug. That's okay. There's a lot of ways to do that one. Okay, well then don't. No, the whole triangle's area is 3 because, Doug, the base is 3, the height is 2. Okay. Charles? Yes, you may. Okay, before I go to the bottom part, anyone else on 4 or 5? Annalise? No, the answer is 6x minus 15 plus 3. You have to add the areas together. That's the area of the triangle. This is the area of the square. You have to add them together because this is one object. Negative 15 plus 3 is negative 12. Okay? Mary? Oh, well, hold on. You're ahead of me. Anyone else on the figures? Okay, let me do one of the bottom ones, and maybe that'll make more sense. We're doing these today, so I just want to pick one of them. Let's do number 6 together. So number 6, there's really a 1 in between the negative and the y. Negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2. What's y times y? You guys remember from Friday, Alyssa? Good, y squared. So 2y squared is the first part. The second part is negative 2y times positive 11. Negative 2 times 11 is negative 22. Y times no y is just y. Annalise? Yep, good job. Anyone else questions on any of those? Mary? Sure. Okay, so the first thing you do is take negative 2y times negative y. Negative 2 times this negative 1 here. You write with me, it's positive 2. Y times y is y squared. And then negative 2y times positive 11 is minus 22y. No, I just did it step by step just to make it a little bit easier, but maybe I confused you guys doing that. You okay? Sure? Okay. Anyone else on those? Matt? Number 8? Okay. Number 8 is definitely a little tricky here. So let me go through this one step at a time. Okay, ready? 6x times 1 is 6x. 6x times negative y is 6xy. And then this negative 6 gets dropped down because it's not inside the parenthesis. So you cannot distribute to that. Yep. The light bulb just went off for a lot of you guys. So that 6x times 1 is 6x. 6x times negative y is 6xy. This minus 6x gets dropped down because it's not inside the parentheses. So that's why you just kind of shift that and move that down. Annalise? Yep. You leave it, you just drop it down. Okay, anyone else? Emma M? Yeah, so here's what you didn't do. 7 times x is 7x. 7 times 1 is 7. From there, and we're going to do more of these today, you combine like terms. Got it? This is just a challenge. We're going to do all these today in different problems. Annalise? Okay, I just went over that one. Can you go over it again? 4 times x is 4x. 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. And then 7 times x is 7x. 7 times 1 is 7. And at that point, just combine like terms. 4x plus 7x is 11x. Negative 12 plus 7 is negative 5. We're going to do more of these today. You're welcome. Jeremy. Because a times 7a is 7a squared. A times negative 1 is negative a. Mary? Okay, let me explain this one more time. So you distribute this part. This minus 6x is not in parentheses, so it just gets dropped down. Justin? That's okay. You're good. Charles? Yeah? Yes. 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 All right, let's go over homework, so I'm going to come back to this today in our notes. Okay, so you guys wrote your homework solutions on the board, so let me read through them to make sure that they're correct. Okay, so what page was this in your homework packet, guys? 38. Okay, thank you. I keep losing track of the page numbers because mine are different than yours. Okay, so number 1, negative 6a minus 48. Number 2, 4 plus 36x. Number 3, negative 30n plus 42. Number 4, 18m plus 20. Number 5, 32. That needs fixed. What needs fixed in number 5? Mary? Order doesn't matter at this point. Technically it is, but yep, this should be a plus 24n. If you have it as 24n plus 32, technically that's the order you should have it in. But remember, I'm not going to take off points for that this year. Okay. Oh, that's okay. No, order doesn't matter. Okay, number 6, negative 8b minus 32. Number 7, 5 minus 35n. Number 8, negative, oops, that should be a negative 6x. And then either a plus negative 24 or 6x minus 24. Either way is fine. Number 9, 15m minus 30. Number 10, 24p minus 28. Number 11, 5b minus 5. Number 12 kind of got erased. Should be 5x plus 45. Number 13, 32x plus 32. 14, negative 42 minus 6x. or plus a negative 6x, either way. 15, negative 3x, this should be a plus 15. 16, negative 50x minus 5, or negative 50x plus a negative 5. They're the same thing. 17, 5 plus 10b. 18 is not up here. So Emma M, what'd you get? Good. Negative 8 plus 40x. 19, negative 35k plus 28. 20, Justin? Great job. Number 21 is 5n plus 30. That looks kind of weird there. That's just a 5n. Erase that. Okay, 22 should be 12r minus 32. 23 is 15 plus 15x. 24, Doug? Good, plus negative 90x or just minus 90x. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to get there in 1 second. Okay, make sure your answers are checked. Annalise, we'll start with you. Same thing. No, they're the same thing. Okay, but that's right, but you need to write it as negative 8b. Put that negative in front. Sean? You can make something up. Yep. Okay, so if the answer is x plus negative 24, you could also write it as x minus 24. Plus a negative is the same thing as subtracting. Oh, yeah, yeah. Two negatives back to back is always a positive. You're welcome. Mary? Negative 5 times 1 is negative 5. Okay, second homework page. What is this page 35? Okay. It was just 1 to 3. That was my fault. Yeah. I was getting ready to scratch it off. Okay, so it was page 35. Is that right? Okay. All right. I'm going to have you guys tell me what you got on these ones. These ones were the harder ones. Alyssa, we'll start with you. Awesome. Emma H, number 2. Wow, I'm impressed. Number 3, Matt. You're close. You just multiplied something wrong. Annalise? Yay. Good job. Okay. Questions on anything on the homework? We're going to do more of these problems today. Emma M? Number 2. Why is there... Gotcha. Okay. Oh, no. I lost the smiling face. Okay. Number 2, the problem is 2xy and then 2x minus 3y. So the first thing you do is take 2xy times 2x. 2 times 2 is 4. X times x is x squared. Y times no y is just y. Minus 2 times 3 is 6. X times no x is x. Y times y is y squared. That's okay. You all right? Sean? That's okay. As I say, I'm doing more of these like in a minute. So these were just to try. Annalise?
I just like keeping this straight. When you have like in these problems, do you take the sign like adding and subtracting that's inside here? Because I know in when you simplify equations, it's from if it's a positive or negative.
It depends what's in front of parentheses as well. So you have to look at what is in front of the parentheses and what is inside them. You have to look at both.
Like how you got line number 2 minus 6x, it was
A positive times a negative. Positive times a negative is a negative. Remember what keep saying last week? A positive and a negative are the same thing. Or sorry, a subtraction sign and a negative sign. Oh, geez. Subtraction sign and a negative sign, I'm going crazy, are the exact same thing. Ignore what I said a minute ago, and I'm recording. Always, yeah. Charles? Yep. Yep. Doug? Okay, hold on. I'm getting to that one. Okay, so here's what I want you guys to do. We're going to do a couple of these together. Stay with me. Okay, I'm going to go through them slowly, because this is going to be part of our lesson, is completing this together. And then if you're ready for it, I want to throw some harder problems at you. Okay, so on that same worksheet, let's go with number 4 together. We're going to do this one. I wanted to see how you guys did on this before I decided exactly what problems to do in class, but some of you guys need these problems. All right, so number 4, we're using the distributive property. There's a variable and a number in front of the parenthesis. So the first thing we're going to do is take negative 5y squared times 7y. And make sure you guys are listening, because some of you guys are asking questions and I'm already going over things, so just make sure you're listening. Take the numbers first and multiply them. So we have negative 5 times 7. We know from chapter 1 that's negative 35. Now here's the tricky part. Y squared times y to the first. What do you think? Adam, what do you think? Try. Y to the third. Good job. All right, who can explain y and how he got y cubed? Annalise, why? Yep, y squared, there's 2 y's, times y, there's 1 y. Y times y times y in exponential form is y to the third. Okay, second part, we have negative 5y squared times negative 8y squared. So first start with, Justin, what's negative 5 times negative 8? Positive 40. So everyone listen there. Negative times a negative is a positive. That's where this plus sign comes from. Briar, what's y squared times y squared? Great job. You're multiplying. Technically, when you're multiplying and it's the same letter, you are adding exponents. You can also think of it as there's 2 y's here, there's 2 y's here. Y times y times y times y in exponential form is y to the 4th. Is everyone okay? Okay. Charles, you okay? Correct. Great. Great question. This is like a cow with 3 heads. This is like a cow with 4 heads. They're completely different, okay? Let me say this. This might help you. When you're adding like terms, they have to have the same variable parts. What I mean by that is it has to be the same letter and same exponent. When you're adding or subtracting, it has to have the same variable parts. Multiplying and dividing does not apply to that. So let me say that again. When you're adding and subtracting, they have to have the same variable and the same exponent. No, never. Yeah, exactly. Mary? Okay, I'm getting to that one. Okay, let's go to number 5, and then the rest of the questions I know will be pretty similar. Okay, number 5, negative 5ab, and then 6a minus 4b. All right, so who can tell me, we'll start with Mary, what's negative 5ab times 6a? Good. Okay, Annalise, what's negative 5ab times negative 4b? Yep. Good job. There's our answer for number 5. Okay, I want you guys to try number 6, 7, and 8. Try numbers 6, 7, and 8. Doug, try number 6, 7, and 8. Okay, put your hand down just for a couple minutes so everyone's done. Is that a 5 or a 6? What's 5 times 1? Okay. Just 6, 7, and 8. If you get bored, you can try 9 and 10. We're not going to go any further than number 10. You guys don't need any more of these. You can, but I'm not going to go any further than 10, but you can if you want. It would be. There's 4 of them. Remember, like you told me on the other one? Be x times x times x times x. There's 4 of them. Okay. Just like you explained before. All right, Jeremy, number 6. Good, plus 1a or plus a. Donatus, number 7. Good. Number 8, Briar. Good job. Let's do 9 and 10 just in case you got to it. Emma H, number 9. Perfect. All right, who wants to try number 10? Annalise? Good. Make sure you just say 12x to the 4th, but perfect. Yes. Good job. Okay, I'm going to throw some harder ones at you guys. Before I do that, questions on, I know just what you guys want on a Monday, 6 through 10. Charles? Yeah. No. Look at number 6. Number 6 is a times x, not a times a. Okay. Nope, no, because here's why. Here's why. They're not like terms. Ax and a do not have the same variable parts. This does not have an x. This does not have an x. So these are very different. This is like saying, this is a, yeah. No. X is a variable. But let me explain this. This is like having a pink sweatshirt, and this is like having a blue sweatshirt. Are you going to want to wear a pink sweatshirt? Well, okay, maybe you don't care. This is a pink sweatshirt. This is a blue sweatshirt. They are completely different. They are not alike. I don't know if that. Yeah, you could think of them as numbers as well. They're not the same thing. You cannot add them. Charles, are you sure I cleared that up for you? Correct. If they're just variables and they're not alike, if they don't have the same variables in them, you cannot add them. Mary. Yes, multiplying and dividing does not apply to the add like terms rule. The only adding and subtracting that you have to have the same thing. Justin? Yeah, I did too. But we're just trying to clear up the like term thing, but you're right. Number 6 was easier than all the other ones on here. Doug? No. Nope. Annalise?
I have 2 questions. The first one is, for the quiz, are we going to be tested on multiplying and dividing?
I'll explain that tomorrow. I'll explain the quiz format tomorrow. What's your second question? With polynomials? No. No.
And also, for number 7, I have y squared minus 1.
Okay, but for number 7, that the second distributing is y times 4, not y times y cubed. Okay? All right, I want you two guys to flip that paper over. So flip that paper over. And here's the harder ones. Flip that page over, the page in your homework packet. No, flip it over. So the back of it is blank. Flip it over, the back of it is blank. Flip it over, the back of it is blank. If you want to put at the top more practice, I'm just going to number it number 1 because these are the problems that we're doing in class together. So flip it over and write down the problem, and then I'm going to go through these slowly. I'm going to do a couple of these with you guys. Your homework's going to be similar to these tonight. Yay! We're getting into some algebra. Aren't you excited? Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yep. We're getting there. Now, it is pre-algebra, but this is technically algebra. I throw algebra into your book. Make it more challenging for you guys. If not, the book will be way too easy. All right. What do we do first? Anyone have any clue? If I wasn't teaching you guys, hey, what would you do first if you were on your own? Sean, what do you think? Can't. They're not like terms. That's okay. Emma H? What can you do? Yep. Something with parentheses. Matt? Nope. You're close, though. What are we distributing? Sean? No, you could. You could. You could. But I'm going to say do something else before that. Alyssa? Close. What's right in front of the parenthesis? Not 23. Negative what? What's really here? You just can't see it. Everyone put a 1 here. There's a negative 1 in front of the parenthesis. The very first thing you should do is distribute the negative 1 through, get rid of the parentheses. Now, I also agree that you could take 29 plus 9 first and then distribute the negative, but I want you to get in the habit of noticing and recognizing if there's a negative in front of the parenthesis, you're distributing the negative through first. Mary. Well, you have to do that after. Yeah. Okay, so here's what you do. Draw an arrow, draw an arrow. Why would I draw an arrow? Why did I draw an arrow, Justin? Good, we just need to drop them down, okay? So negative 5w squared plus 23. Now we're distributing everything by negative 1. Negative 1 times 29 is negative 29. Negative 1 times negative 4w squared is positive w squared. Negative 1 times positive 9 is negative 9. I'm getting to that right now. So right at this point, no, don't. Annalise? That's okay. Okay, so now we need to find what the like terms are. Who can give me one set of like terms? Adam? Good job. I'm going to choose to put a square around those ones. Do we have any other like terms? Charles? Great job. So now we need to combine like terms. And I'm running out of some room here. Let me move this down. Okay, so let's combine our like terms. What's negative 5w squared plus 4w squared? Donatus. Good. Negative w squared or negative 1w squared, either way. All right, so let's start with 23 minus 29. Justin? Good. So what's negative 6 minus 9? Adam? Good job. Are we done? That's our answer. Charles? I like that. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I kind of like that. We're going to start thinking of that. 1 is always shy. It always runs away. I like that. Emma M? No. Nope. You don't need to. You can. You need to keep so that we know the negatives with that term. But you don't have to. You don't have to. I wouldn't mark it wrong if you did, though. Okay? Sean? Because negative 5 plus 4 is negative 1.
Oh, okay, so you don't even need to put the 1?
You can.
Okay.
You can. But usually in algebra, you don't see the 1 there. We just know it's a negative 1. You're welcome. Thanks for saying thank you. Okay, let's do one more together. Okay, I'm going to make this one up because I want this one to be a little bit harder. I know, you guys are so excited. All right, let's do, we don't need this. Let's do negative 3x, and then parentheses, negative 2x minus 1, minus, in parentheses, x minus 3 plus 10. All right, last problem for today's class before I explain homework. Stay with me. All right. It's not bad. What is the first step? Briar, first step. Yep. So we're going to take negative 3x and distribute it through. So let's do that first. Justin, what is negative 3x times negative 2x? Good job. 6x squared. Doug, what is negative 3x times negative 1? Positive 3x, so plus 3x. Okay, so we distributed the first part. What is going on over here? What do we need to do? Alex. Put a 1 here. Then what? Good job. Remember, the 1 is shy. I kind of like that. Put that 1 in there. Okay? We are distributing negative 1 to each term in parentheses. Alyssa, what's going to happen to this positive 10? Drops down. Is everyone okay with like the format of this? What we're okay? So, Sean, what's negative 1 times x? Good, minus 1x, or you could just put minus x. It doesn't matter. Briar, what's negative 1 times negative 3? Positive 3. The 10 drops down. Go ahead, Adam. Combine like terms. So, okay, we got to back up there for a second, though. Let's start with the 6x squared. Alyssa, does the 6x squared have a like term? No, so we drop that down. Doug, does the 3x have a like term? What is it? Good. Please make sure you're circling, squaring, whatever shape you're using, the sign with the number so you know what operation to do. Charles, does the 3 have a like term? What is it? Good. So I'm going to put a square around these ones. All right, so let's combine like terms. Drop down the 6x squared. Annalise, what's 3x minus 1x? Alex, what's 3 plus 10? Good job. What'd you think? Charles? Go ahead, let me hear it. Okay, I agree with that. Okay. Yep. Okay. That's, Charles, you're fine. Sometimes I'll teach it a certain way, and you guys are going to find other ways to do it. Just like when I solve them, sometimes I solve them differently. Yeah. Okay, good job, Mary. Yeah, that's perfect. You only distribute what is right next to a parenthesis. It has to be like attached to it. Like that's attached, that's attached. Because really, the invisible multiplication symbol is between them. MH. Yeah, and I'm okay. I actually encourage that. And I like to talk about it because the different ways that you guys do things, that you might help each other. Maybe you don't like the way I do something, but maybe Charles or M does it a different way, and that makes more sense to you. Whatever. That's fine with me as long as you understand the math behind it. Annalise. Yeah. Yep, we did some problems like that. We're gonna get to problems like that. Yep. Okay, Charles, hold on 1 second. Okay, open up your homework packet to page, or flip, I should say, to page 40. All right, so, okay, now listen though. I need you to do this on another sheet of paper. If you do not do it on another sheet of paper and show your work, you're not going to get homework credit. Okay? Another sheet of paper. Got it? Okay. Jeremy, did you write down the page number? Okay. Donatus, did you write down the page number? Okay. Page 40. No, it doesn't matter. If you do it in your notebook or another piece of paper, just circle or underline your answer. Now, I am going to base tomorrow's lesson on how you guys do with this. We definitely are going to do a little bit of practice, but at some point I want to talk about unit rates. They're pretty easy. This stuff is definitely more difficult. Quiz is definitely Wednesday, so make sure you're staying on top of everything on lessons 2-1 through 2-3. Okay, every night you do your homework, that's your practice, okay, for the upcoming quizzes. So make sure you're ready. Mary? Yeah, I know, and